reach out to me, but he has been doing a really good job at making me feel comfortable, and I have to trust him because I really don't have any other choice. Although I do have all his passwords to social media, so.
Out of all the couples, this is the couple that I dislike the most. Because the logic behind their relationship is just bizarre to me. It gets underneath my skin. Like legit. You know, when it comes to this show, it's going to surprise a lot of people. This couple is the one I dislike the most. Person that I dislike the most, Everton. That guy. But just, you know what though? That's a different video, so we'll talk about that one in that video, you know what I mean? But either way though, I don't like the fact that she's saying, but I have no choice. You had a choice to not be with him. When you found out that allegedly he had been cheating or whatnot, you had the choice to break up with him, but you made the choice to have a kid with him instead. So don't sit and say that you don't have a choice. You made your choice. Live with it. And your choice was a very stupid choice because now it involves an innocent child. And it's not, it is what it is. It really isn't. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Are we surprised that she has all of his passwords? Hell no. Let's continue.
Not only is he going to be living in a small rural town with 3 kids, he's leaving the cruise behind, he's leaving Colombia behind. And I just really hope that he finds our love and the kids and our family.
You know, it really, really bothers me that they didn't do like a test run. You know, it really bothers me that he didn't try and at least live with her first and see what it's like to be living with her and her children. But instead, that didn't happen, and it really gets on my nerves. Because he's going to be in for one hell of a shock, and it'd be a damn shame if they then have to break up. I mean, it says it'd be a damn shame. But yeah, it'd be a damn shame they have to break up because they've now got a child. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying they should stay together because they got a child, but I'm saying because they've got a child now, you want to hope that they can make it work, you know, in a healthy manner. But I really don't know if that's even possible. I mean, Jessica's a bit unhinged, but yeah, and Juan, as much as he's a decent guy, he's a donut. Unhinged and a donut. I don't see how that works long term. Because it means their decision making is a bit of a flawed one. Continue.
The more I talk about this Wyoming cold, miserable place, makes me wonder and doubt if I will be happy out there.
Well, buddy, I can tell you flat out, you're not going to be happy out there. Like, it's a whole different dynamic to what you're used to. You know what I mean? Weather's going to be different. The people can be different, which shouldn't necessarily be a factor. But the environment's going to be different. Your freedom, it isn't even going to be freedom. You're literally going cold turkey. You're going from a life of being a single man, living on a cruise, coming back home to a beautiful island, you know, being able to enjoy the weather there, soak it all in. And now you're literally going into a lifestyle where you're going to be living with not 2 kids, but 3 kids, one of them being your own. That means you're going to have to adapt to being a stepfather as well as being a father. You haven't even warmed yourself up properly for this lifestyle. That's why these two should have really tested out the idea of being together first, by living together within obviously Wyoming, and also, you know, with the elements of obviously getting to know the kids. But, you know, Jessica's a smart woman. If you ask me, she purposely obviously wanted to get pregnant because she was like, the only way I'm going to get this guy to live this lifestyle is if I get pregnant. So at least when he comes and he lives where I live, and I know where I live is pretty much boring as hell, based on what she says, she's like, well, if I don't have him committed by a child, well, then he's going to be more open to want to leave and come back home. But if we have a child together, though, he's going to be more willing to want to stay, despite the fact that the lifestyle he's coming to is going to be completely different to what he's having. I don't care what anybody said. This woman fully made this play, and he was the donut that fell for it. We continue.
I just think you're a little bit stuck with them, and you need to teach them when you're talking, they need to listen.
So how do you...
I mean, bro, like, I get the fact that you want to now, you know, have your opinion on how she raises her sons, but you can't just give that opinion now all of a sudden. There's no turning back now. Well, there is, but there isn't. I mean, bro, you should have voiced this a long time ago, like before you got pregnant.
Do you expect me to do that?
Just be a little bit harder on them. After the week in Colombia with the boys, I have learned that they have the power to do whatever they want.
And you are not wrong, but you could have learned this way back.
And when I moved to the US, I don't think I can put up with this crap. When I was...
The way my man says, I don't know if I can put up with this crap. He's already had enough of her children. Wow, what a way to begin, hey?
As a kid, if I talk back to my mother, then for sure I would get in trouble. And then, I don't know, that was the way I was raised.
You know, I just want you to realize, like, I've been doing this for almost 9 years.
Yeah, you've been there for you've been there for almost 9 years. Just because you've been there for almost 9 years, it doesn't mean that you're great at it. Now, I'm not going to slander or say that her parenting skills are poor or anything like that, but from what I've seen, I 100% agree. Obviously, one, you let your kids pretty much talk back to you. You let them, not both of them, the youngest one, to be honest with you. You know, you don't really, like, what is parenting? I feel like I shouldn't really sit and say, well, this is how you should parent, because the question is, what is parenting? Everybody has their own standard of what parenting is. Everyone goes about their parenting in all different ways. But the matter of the fact is, though, this is why it's key that when you get with someone, you got to make sure that both of you are on the same page on how you want to parent your children. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, I can sit and say, well, no, the way you're parenting your child is wrong. But who am I to say that? Because if you want to parent your child how you want to parent your child, just be ready to take accountability for anything that happens to your child in the future, because it was your parenting, your choice of parenting, that got your child to wherever they got to. Hopefully somewhere good, but if it's somewhere bad, you gotta reflect on yourself. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, though, this is where these two again should have experienced what it's like to be parents. Because to be honest with you, they had an advantage. The fact that she had already had kids, that was an advantage for him to go see how she is as a parent. Okay? To be honest with you, because then he could have been like, okay, I see this is how you parent your children. Obviously, I can't really step in because it's your children. Their dad is still here. So it is what it is. But I want to let you know that if we continue this relationship and we have a child of our own, this is not how the parent is going to go down. And then you can have that. And then you can have that discussion of how you're going to do it with your own child. But either way, though, what is parenting? Like I said before, parenting is obviously however you see fit. But just be ready to take accountability for however your child becomes, however your child turns out. And that's something a lot of parents don't do in this world. The child ends up rebelling or becoming a rebel or a nuisance or whatever it could be. They just look at themselves and they're like, I just don't know what I did wrong. How can you not know what you did wrong? Now, of course, there are people who are smart who like to look for the crack. There are some people who are like, well, as long as my child is at home, my child is always well behaved. But obviously, whenever my child was out with their friends and whatnot, they were just influenced by the wrong people. I love that one. I love when people say, yeah, but my child was influenced by the so-and-so. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. As human beings, we can easily be influenced by anybody around us. Anybody around us. But we forget something, though. The foundation that we are given by our parents is always going to be key to how we become. Because at the end of the day, if we are given a strong foundation by our parents, even when we grow up and we become teenagers and we rebel and we want to kind of act out because we're going through puberty or whatever it is, or we're going through a heartbreak or whatever it is, whatever, understand, whatever it is that brings us back to be grounded again and brings us back to be like, hold on a minute, we have been moving mad. You know what? Where that comes from most of the time, it comes from the foundation that we was given in the first place. Sometimes we slip off that foundation, but then sometimes we have to find a way to climb back on that foundation. And then once we're back on that foundation, then we propel and become the greatest person we can ever be, right? So I'm just saying, the foundation that you set for your child with the way you discipline them can easily play a key, even when they fall over. I mean, to be fair, like, I would have thought being a parent would have been able to give your children tools that when they do mess up, they can use them to get back up again. Remember, we can only be a parent until our child leaves home. Whatever our child does, we can only hope that they're going to be able to survive it with the tools that we've given them. But hey, what is parenting? Continue.
I get it. I'm the newbie and I don't have much experience.
Yeah.
But I want you to come with my opinion too.
I will be a team with you and try and.
The way she didn't even say yes, I'll take your opinion. She's like, I'll be a team with you. I see what she's doing the wedding there. Very smart. Yeah, I'll be a team with you. Okay, we'll see about that.
Listen and incorporate what you're needing and wanting, but I also want you to incorporate what I'm saying.
They need to obey. That's all.
I'm not gonna lie to you, from my own experiences, man. Whenever you tell a woman something and then she responds with, yeah, but I also want you to incorporate what I'm saying, she doesn't give a damn about anything that you just said. Because, and I tell you why, because you see, if I tell you something about something that makes me feel some type of way, and your response is, okay, I agree and I see what you're saying, but I also want you to understand where I come from. The moment that happens, it means that that person's opinion, their own opinion still matters more to them than what you just told them. Let me remove the fact that I said women, humans in general. 100%. Okay? We all do it. Sometimes we do it consciously, sometimes we do it unconsciously. Because at the end of the day, I can tell you this now 100%, okay, in my own opinion. If you tell me something about how you feel about something, and my answer is, okay, I'm gonna try work on it. That means I've listened to you, I've acknowledged you, and I'm gonna try on it. But if my answer is, okay, I've heard you, but I also want you just to bear in mind that that means I'm going into that situation either half-heartedly because I still want you to because I still want you to consider my part, or I'm just telling you that, listen, the only way that's gonna happen is if you do what's best for me first. You see what I'm saying? Like, honestly, we do it all the time, we just don't know it. Anyway, Juan, all I can say to you, brother, is good luck.
Me to change my parenting style. It's not going to be good for his and I relationship. It's not going to be good for him and the kids' relationship. Me and the kids, our entire family unit.
See what I said? See what I said? She was like, yeah, as a team. But then on the cutscene, she's like, well, if he expects me to change, well, then that's going to be a problem. Told you. Told you. See what I'm saying? She has she does not give a damn about your opinion, Juan. Doesn't care.
And if the boys don't like being with Juan, it'll make me have to reconsider our relationship.
Can you see why I don't like this? I don't like this couple? Because how can she just say, I'm going to give up on the relationship if my kids don't like him? She didn't even listen to what he said. She had listened to what he said and she had agreed with what he said, or at least willing to work on what she said. Because what he's saying is basically, listen, for our relationship to work, you know, I would like you to consider some of the things that I'm saying here to you. And I want you to also understand that when we have a child together, I want you to also understand that how I want to parent is also going to be a factor. He's basically said, nope, don't give a damn. You're coming here and I'm going to parent the kids how I want to parent them, whether you like it or not. And if it turns out that the kids end up not liking you, well, you know what? Bye. I've been a single mother before and I can do it again. That's what I'm getting out of that energy anyway. That's it, man. So the reason why I don't like this couple is because simply, well, they done everything completely wrong. Everything's been a rush. And now they're having conversations that actually matter. Once she's now pregnant, I'm out. Peace.